Hello everyone, this is Mr. Speak, and I'm here today to talk about One Piece 626, The Three Brothers. It starts off with Vanderdeck, and he's talking about marrying Shirahoshi. Apparently, there's artifact in the castle called Urashima's what was it called? Sorry, Urashima's casket. Apparently, he was going to use it to make Shirahoshi age, so she's a much older woman. That way, he doesn't end up being married to a kid. But the thing about it is, it's kind of circular reasoning in that they know that they can't get into Ryugu Palace to get the casket, but at the same time, if he were to marry her, they could easily get in the castle to get the casket, and then he wouldn't end up being have to marry, you know, a basically a kid. It's really circular in the fact that it defeats the purpose if he just goes through with it anyway. But anyway, all he's doing is talking about getting everything about the wedding settled, and then it goes back to Shirahoshi. She's talking about now they have to go ahead from the Celestial Dragon, or more specifically the World Noble. The World Noble is to go head into Ten Reverie, and then all she needs is the signatures. And this is really such a contrast into what happened before, where she barely got any signatures after years of trying. Now everybody's like giving her signatures, even the ones whose moms had asked them, the kids, could they go get their signatures from Otohime. Now even their moms and the kids came back with their signatures, and she has a lot more than before. Even in all those years of trying, it hasn't even been a day, and she already has this massive box full of signatures, and she's really happy. And then they talk about what happened last time with Shirahoshi, how you know even King Neptune's only able to talk to whales, but Shirahoshi's that legend where she's the only one that can talk to sea kings. And then it also speaks of one who can guide the person that can talk to sea kings. So that's all strength. This is kind of strengthening like Shirahoshi for new Nakama in a way. But also they talk about the downsides of that ability where it's like she doesn't really know Shirahoshi doesn't know she has the ability yet. And she can't control it either. So if she's in great distress like before, she could end up calling Sea Kings to destroy Island. Wink, wink. Anyway, at that point, she asked the brothers to make a promise to protect Shirahoshi. And then at an unspecified time later, the box that contains all the signatures gets set on fire, and everybody's trying to sign the signatures. And in the midst of all the chaos, not Shirahoshi, Otohime gets shot, and they don't know where the shot came from, and they didn't notice until it was too late, and they're all scrambling trying to get her medical attention. And while Shirahoshi's like just staring, kind of really shocked at everything that's happened, Vanderdecken comes up and touches her. So this is the point where Vanderdecken makes her one of his two targets, and he gets chased away afterwards. They're still trying to find Otohime medical help, but it doesn't look like they'll make it in time. Otohime kind of starts speaking her last words, and the brothers promise to get the signatures. And this is kind of really a heartbreaking moment. The brothers start dancing. Shirahoshi is about to cry, and possibly summon some Sea Kings. So the brothers, in order to keep her calm, they start dancing, and it's really sad because they're crying while they're doing this because they're upset that their mom is dying. But at the same time, they have to have these smiles and be dancing in order to make sure Shirahoshi doesn't accidentally summon Sea Kings to kill them all. And in the moments before her death, she asked them to make a promise that what happened here, that they'll collect the signatures again so that they can go bask under the sun, and that they won't take the anger and rage out of what's happened here today out on whoever's responsible and carry it over to ever, whatever generations. So is really, even in her death, she was never one that stopped thinking about her people. And that's just something that's really special about Otohime because she took on what could have possibly didn't been a death sentence, especially going with that celestial dragon. We've seen how bad the celestial dragons can be. We've seen that so far. We've seen there are none of them that are in any way redeemable or even likable. Even in the fact that they have done this, or at least helped kickstart it in some way, I really don't feel any mercy for them at all. As we've seen from the one last time, he was ready to shoot Otohime, even though she was the only one that shielded him from getting, death by pretty much everybody on Fishman Island. Everybody was kind of saying, "Let's make it look like an accident." In that way, we won't have to deal with them. Everybody, because we was basically this worst of the worst. So maybe it's a definite possibility that one of the celestial dragons were responsible for this. However, my money is on Vanderdeck, and he definitely had the most to gain from this. And apparently, he was just really calm the entire time. We only see him for like one panel, but he was definitely calm in the fact that he only thought of, I guess this could be called a contingency plan, or maybe it's part of his original plan, where he's just focused on uh, getting Shirahoshi as one of his targets. So. I definitely think he's probably one to do it. And then there's also a possibility that Hodie's somehow responsible. We haven't seen too much of Hodie, and we don't really know how he fits on into all of this because Jinbei kind of started this to prevent Luffy from fighting Hodie, I think. I could be wrong, but Hodie definitely plays some sort of role in all of this. We haven't seen him like quit the Palace Guard or anything, so. Maybe that won't be covered in the flashback. I'm kind of hoping not, just because I want to get back to the current storyline. Flashbacks are always good at like revealing informations and putting emphasis on certain moments of the story, but at the same time, you want to see what's going to happen next in the story. This is already stuff that's passed, so nothing definite on where the story is going to go next time. It could still be flashback, so just be prepared for that if you think otherwise. Be prepared to be disappointed if you really want to get back to the regular story. As for what do you think? I mean, my money's definitely on Vanderdeck, and we finally see some of the motivations and stuff behind everything that happened and how they would play into like current events. I definitely think Luffy is probably this mysterious guy that they've been talking about. He definitely fits the role of it, and so far he's already kind of been like a guide to Shirahoshi. I mean, he stopped her from crying. Even she's kind of even adapted to his attitude and behavior. So I definitely could see him as being the fabled guide. What are your thoughts? What could happen? What are your thoughts on stuff that's already happened, etc.? But leave it in the comments, and I'll talk about it in my next video. Otherwise, this is Mr. Speak signing off.